ezi onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile, Chukwu okike abịa ma bụ onye anyị na-efe na-agọzi aha nsọ ya, onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-achị, onye mmụọ na mmadụ na-erubere isi, onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ ọka aka. Ụbọchị ene ka anyị na-etuga eze ebube dị ngọzi, mmalite na ọgwụgwụ, ndị Igbo wee tụọ oge ebighị ebi. Onye nwe m, ụmụ gị wee gbakọọ n'ụwa niile iwe nara ozi ọma nke gị onwe gị n'ezi ha site n'ọnụ mmadụ dị ndụ na nke ebere dị ngọzi. Anyị wee na-asị na onweghị ihe ọbụla nke anyị onwe anyị bụ n'ihi na ọ bụ anakpa ahụ sọsọ ka mmadụ dị ndụ bụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ, maka na okwu nsọ gị na-adịrị ma ruo mgbe ebighị ebi, n'ihi na okwu gị niile ga-abịarịrị na mmezu. Ọ bịa mere Biafra ga-eji wee bịa na mgbe nke anyị. Anyị wee na-akpọkụ gị wee na-arịọ gị na-asị lekwa ude nke anyị na-asụ n'akwa nke anyị na-ebe ka o metụta gị n'obi. Onye nwe m na Chineke nna nke igwe, biko dịka isi wee napụta ụmụ gị n'ọbụ n'Ijipt gotu wee wezuga ụmụ gị bụ ndị Biafra mgbodo ekwensu bụ zuu nke mmadụ dị ndụ kere. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma, na-asị gị n'ime ọnọdụ anyị anyị ga-ekele ha nsọ gị, wee nye gị nsọpụrụ n'ụtụ na-eji ama mgbe niile, n'ihi na anyị enweghị chi ọzọ ewezuga gị. Anyị nwe anyị anaghị efe arụsị. Ọbịa mere iji wee na-agọzi nsọmụkwụ anyị niile. Ọbịa mere IPOB ji wee gbaa mgbọrọgwụ n'ụwa niile. Anyị anaghị atụ egwu mmadụ dị ndụ. Anyị wee na-eto gị eze ebube dị ngọzi, sị gị biko gbatara anyị ọsọ enyemaka. Ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye anyị refe nwe anyị akpụ isi ala nye ka i wee napụta ndị gị n'ọbụ nke ekwensu. Anyị wee na-enye gị ofe na nsọpụrụ na ija ma na-asị lekwa ka ndị iro anyị niile ka kasisi wee baa ha ọnụ, ha wee daa hapụ ikunye ọzọ. Obodo ekwensu bụ zu ala nwekwa n'iyi eze ebube dị ngọzi. Anya ọnwa anyị bụ ụmụ gị wee na-akpọkọ ha nsọ gị, na-asị na enweghị chi ọzọ egwezuga gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma wee na-eto gị, na-asị onye kere ihe niile kere eke mana onwe onye kere na n'otuto niile na nsọpụrụ niile na ịja mma niile site n'ebighị ebi mara onye bụ ka a na-arịọ gị. Ise ise ise
ise. Ụtụtụ ọma ụmụ Chineke, ụtụtụ ọma lovers of freedom. I think it's important I play this other jingle. It's important so that we keep establishing the fact.
I think I've now come to terms with the fact that for us to have proper rapid development in Nigeria, we need to separate, we need to divide. Let the Yoruba man go their way, let the Northerners go their way, let the Easterners go their way. This thing about one Nigeria is definitely not going to work, Chacha. Wallahi. You cannot have South Africans clowning us. You cannot have Ghanaians clowning us. And now you now have Namibians clowning us. One Nigeria is definitely not going to work. You cannot have a simple argument or a debate with anybody from Africa right now and you are able to win. You speak one, they tell you electricity. You speak two, they tell you security. You cannot travel 10 kilometers without writing your will. They speak about bad roads. They've gone as low as internet. We need to divide. This thing about one Nigeria is not going to work. Having one person as a president sitting in one place called Aso Rock, deciding the fate of 300 million people, especially when you know these are the least smartest people in the country, it's not going to work. Let us bring some kind of competition within these different regions, instead of having to depend and say everything has to do with the federal government. Ordinary electricity. I was thinking this thing about electricity in Ghana was a joke, but apparently these guys are having the best type of electricity like they were in Europe. In Nigeria, you can't even boast of 24 hours electricity. In year 2026, we need to divide, man. The only war we are winning right now in Nigeria is just jollof rice, and then maybe dirty December, clubbing alcohol. No, we can do better. This thing about what Nigeria is 300 million people. When you look at these other countries I'm speaking about, you look at Ghana, they are not even up to 40 million. Namibia, 3 million on a good day. RCCG is bigger than Namibia. The Youth Ministry of Christ Embassy, they are bigger than Namibia. Yeah, these people, they are clowning us every single day. Nigerians cannot win one war. You cannot have a normal debate and say you are going to win. Everybody, they are clowning us. Giant of Africa, my foot. Let everybody go develop their region. Chase the Igbo man from the west. Go chase the Yoruba man from the east, let them go back. Everybody go make your region better. Go find the Igbo man in the north. Let everybody, but depending on one president to make these things happen is definitely not going to work. We are too many, we are too populated for this whole one Nigeria affair. It's not going to work. Let us divide. I am tired. I am tired. The bare minimum. We are not even speaking about healthcare. We are not even speaking about child mortality, education. Just the basics we cannot even be proud of. Not one Nigeria, my foot. Everybody go your way. Let's do a referendum. Let the people decide. Nonsense, man. I'm tired.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Tutuama, thank you, lovers of freedom. Thank you for joining me this morning. Raphael Chamaka Jere is my name. By the grace of Chukwu Kabiama Primi Henile, I am the armor bearer of the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, Odogu Mazi Simon Ekpa. Biafrans, believe me, I want to be very, very focused and serious concerning the freedom of Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. Yes. And for the fact that I know I am on the right side of the divide, the side where the prime minister is consistently connected with, and then the man whom our prime minister have given the responsibility to make sure that everything goes well with his, release and his appeal, that will work very, very, positively in a few weeks or a few months from now. I am consistent on that. I do not go after anyone for no reason. I have no reason to go against anybody who is fighting for his freedom. We are all expected to be consistent in fighting for our freedom. Talking about consistency, there's some video I'll bring to you about from Donald J. Trump. So please, if you are hell bent in working against the release of our prime minister, just know that you are working against your own freedom and your own life. You will pay for it. You will pay for it, because the Almighty Chukwu Okike Abiama is involved in the life of our Prime Minister Ma Simon Ekpa and our leader Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So I know there's a lot of gang up, a lot of plots against our Prime Minister, against our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But you see CRC, you see BGC, and you see the chairman of CRC, Mazi Imam Madu Abum. The grace of God is upon him. The mercy of God is upon him. And the trust and confidence of our prime minister has been bestowed on him. And consistently from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to today, he has remained resolute, committed to the freedom of Biafrans and for the freedom of Biafra. So I am going to make sure that our prime minister is released and is free. Look, I am not 50 in one. There's only 150 in one. His name is Simon Ekpa. I am not. I can't be 50 in one. I cannot. It's not possible. Me, I can't be 50 in one. So I know that I have what it takes to defend and protect the interest of the 50 in one. Mazi Simon Ekpa. And I will do it with everything in me. Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government in exile, was so convinced that Nigeria's Sharia law have nothing to do with us. Nigeria's Sharia constitution is something he rejected. And we have all seen it. He proved it beyond reasonable doubt. So those of you that are looking for position, Ogenkere, Ngozi Orabueze, I spit on your faces. And those of you that have been bought, those of you that are distracting us within us, they are looking for position. When Biafra comes, I will not be Minister of Information. So put that at the back of your mind. I'm not interested in the Minister of Information. I'm not interested. And as long as I'm here in my position, I will speak the truth. No matter whose us is God. But you see our Prime Minister, Oga Potare, Oputazie, Ayagabazie Nihu, Biafra Republic Government in exile, Odogu bu the Prime Minister. And Odogu Dendo. And Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is confident in Odogu. Hey, what gives me sweet mind is that right now there is synergy between Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa. So that connection alone gives me confidence that look, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have confidence in Biafra Republic Government in exile. Let me tell you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called Ngozi a mad woman. Go and tell Ngozi. I'm aware. A few days ago, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, "Who is that mad woman? Who is that mad woman? Simon Ekpa must stop her now." In the words of, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the way he roars like a lion, you can't see it anywhere in the media, but take it to the bank. It's coming from Mazi Rafael Chabaka Jere. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu asked the question, who is that mad woman? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is aware of what all the shenanigans is demonstrating on social media. Ogenkere is Poo. You think you can come and disgrace yourself and front yourself? No. What credibility do you have to present to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Mazen Nnamdi Kanu knows Briggy is prime minister by Man Simon Ekpa. So even if you like, you front yourself from now till thy kingdom come, you are a fool. Wonyara. I am Vam Vam Vam. If you want Minister of Information for Vam Vam Vam, when Prime Minister come out, I will tell Prime Minister, hey, this person is interested in the Minister of Information. Give him. I will go back into my full fold as Vam Vam Vam. But for now, Minister of Information, I am, and I am the armor bearer of Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. All the Achikote Kwonu that are trying to distract Mazi Mamadabu, Chineke Gakpunu Niloku. All the Achikote Kwonu that are trying to distract the CRC chairman, God will punish all of you. Hear me? God will punish all of you. Stay out of that way. And we must be focused and make sure our Prime Minister is released adequately. And then I'm heading to Finland. I will be in Finland. Now, Nigeria, and look, this is where I speak. By the time I come in full talk to you, understand what I mean. Look, I am happy that the CRC chairman is a committed man, committed to the core. And I'm happy I am working with a bunch of committed men at BGC. I am happy. I'm committed, working with a bunch of committed men and women in BGC. So we cannot be influenced. And if there's any bad egg that tries to influence us, thunder will fire you and destroy you. Now, let us listen to this. Nigeria and her Sharia constitution, Biafra, have nothing to do with it. We have nothing to do with Nigeria Sharia constitution. That's why you see, oh my God, I don't know whether I'll be able to play all this this thing. I was happy when this man, in part of his speech, in the full interview, where he said that the only place that Sharia Islamic fanaticism have not been able to conquer fully is the Southeast. I can see you, Plan B. I see everyone that is here this morning. I see all of you. I hear declaration. I see you, Nnamdi Ogwu. I see you, Wolu Friday. I see you. Yeah, this is very important also. This is your point you made. I saw the video yesterday. Understand that one of the judges in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu appeal matter is the judge who prescribed IPOB in danger. IPOB is dangerous. I don't understand the way you wrote it, but one of the judges need to recuse himself, and we need to speak up. The judge that they implanted into the appeal of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a judge that condemned IPOB and condemned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be the leader of a terrorist IPOB. They called IPOB terrorists. And the judge that did that judgment, they put him in the appeal. Anyone standing with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that does not call for the recusal of that judge, Chineke ga-akpọ gị ọkụ. So we must now, every one of us, begin to speak up that judge must recuse himself, because you cannot come already with a biased mind to come in the appeal of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I will go into that message this afternoon. Only that most of the time I have I'm very careful, with my, with the situation. When too much of broadcast like this, I need to have some space of rest. That's why you see me. I'm not able to come out in the evening. I do my family work. The work is very, very hectic. Had it been I'm only doing media, then I'll have all day. My work is a very hard work. I wish you guys see where I work. Very hard work. So if I do that work and then I keep doing all these broadcasts, I don't want to break down. So I give myself space to rest, so that we will not have another story that touches. You remember there was a time our PM had such a strike, when the burden of media was too much on him, so he had to slow down a little bit. So I don't want to get to that stage, so I have to be very careful, slow down, and then give this short broadcast here and there. And when it is important for me to go long, I will go long. But for now, every important messages I will give it out to you. But remember, I told you here, our Prime Minister is coming out not far from now, very soon. Every effort is being made. I'm telling you, the news I got yesterday was a very impressive news. Our legal attorney have gone to Finland and have met with our prime minister, and then that's a fantastic one. Joseph E. Smith have met with our prime minister, and then it has been established, and then continuing from there, I'm telling you, Biafrans, even the Finnish legal system, those that are handling the case before he came, when they saw him, they were shocked. They were shocked. The legal, the civil attorney of our prime minister, when she saw the attorney Joseph Smith, she was, after listening to him and they spoke, and the attorney spoke with our prime minister, the civil attorney was so convinced that, look, this is the man we've been waiting for, and Joseph Smith have read the whole situation, everything, the conviction of the previous one. When he analyzes and told them, they said, this thing is like, let me say it in Igbo language, this particular appeal for our PM is what Ofen Kupu. It is just a walk in the park as ice cream. So no matter what anybody does, it is something that we have already won ahead of time. So all the Ngozi Orabufulanis and all the Ogenkeres and all this, your evil plan, it is dead on arrival. So the formidability of Joseph E. Smith was confirmed by the attorneys in Finland when they met with him, and then the communication between all of them and the PM, and then they saw how weighty he is. They said, this one, Finland no fit handle this one. Believe me. And so please go on the website and support. Make sure you support the appeal team and the legal support on the website. You will see the button there, the legal support and every other support to keep our territory is secure to ourselves. Please go on the website www.ipobinusa.org/donate. Please go there and do the needful. Very, very important. There are 2 other formidable giants that are on their way to join Joseph E. Smith to make sure that everything is sweet. Everything is sweet. The Biafrans, at the end of the day, I'm telling you, you will all be happy for what this team is doing. Mazin Namdekanu is in the know. Is in the know and is happy that we are making progress. Onyendu is happy that Brigi is making progress. And what do you have as Brigi? CRC and BGC, not Isaiah Anyog. There's something I'm going to tell you people about Isaiah Anyog. Isaiah Anyog, that your move you're making. I saw it all. Yes, I saw it all. I saw the conditions you are giving. I saw it all. But I will come and break it to Biafrans. You shameless idiot. I saw it all. Isaiah Anyog, I saw it. Ngozi have done her own. And then the Onyendu have called Ngozi a mad woman. Who is that mad woman? Now you are coming to make your own. I saw it all. Everything you are doing, I am seeing it all. Don't forget that I'm the Minister of Information in Brigi. You are a criminal. You forge the website. You are not the reason why I'm in the program this morning. So I just need to sensitize Biafrans. Everything about our Prime Minister is going on well. Odogu is going to be out very, very soon. And then Onyendu is in full support. And Onyendu's appeal, we must move forward and make sure that no demon that have accused IPOB as a terrorist group, condemned IPOB as a terrorist group, should be added into the appeal lawyer or people to handle the prosecution team of this case. None. Or to handle the case, or to be on the seat for the appeal, however they say it. That judge that was responsible for IPOB proscription and responsible for Mazin Namdekanu's condemnation to be a terrorist, that judge must recuse himself. Okay? Very, very important. So I will leave it there for now. Let me go straight to the reason why I am here. Yeah, believe me, it is. Yesterday, I was very, very happy. The update I got from Finland yesterday, it belefu me. It belefu me. I am vam. I cannot come here and tell you otherwise. My mind is full. The fact that the lawyers in Finland and Joseph E. Smith met and they have been in touch with the Prime Minister, and Prime Minister is happy. And then the update from there is that, this man is equal to the task. They went through his resume. They saw what he has done. And then they know that this man from the United States is powerful. Finland, they can't handle him. They can't handle him. So that fake judgment will be reversed immediately. Somebody say immediately. Immediately, it will be reversed. Now, let us listen to the chairman of the Middle Beltane Forum, who exposed the Sharia constitution of Nigeria. I will first of all play this part where he announced his name, and then I'll play the other video of 4 minutes that was posted by Joseph, our brother, on Twitter, and then I will be back. Listen to this.
Or not. The truth about the matter is our constitution has become a Sharia constitution, whether we like it or not. That's the truth. The 1999 constitution is a Sharia constitution. Because I mentioned in one interview, there are up to 73 mentions of Sharia in that constitution. About 28 mentions of Islam in that constitution. About 10 mentions of Muslim in that constitution. There is no mention of Christian or Christianity in that constitution. That means these Christians don't exist in this country. That is the truth. We cannot shy away from it. And the National Assembly members know this. But the problem with this country is that we have cowards in position of power who, even when they know the truth, are unable to speak out and say, gentlemen, this doesn't suit the so-called secularity of the Constitution. Our Constitution is not secular. Our Constitution is a Sharia Constitution.
You believe, sir, Dr. Pogu Beatrice, that there's a Fulanization or Islamization agenda for the whole of Nigeria?
Certainly.
You believe this?
100%.
Our guest today is Dr. Beatrice Pogu, President Middle Belt Forum. Now let's get right.
Beatrice Pogu, President Middle Beltane Forum. That's just what I want you to see, his introduction. Beatrice Pogu, President Middle Beltane Forum. What did he say? Let us go back and listen to a 4 minutes clip from this particular interview. It's a 1 hour interview, but let's listen to about 4 minutes clip from this interview, and then we will go into other things. I will play this 4 minutes clip for you to. Very, very important. This is a detailed part of this interview. Listen.
So let me ask you pointedly.
Yes.
You've scattered around it all this way. So let me ask you directly.
Yes.
You believe, sir, Dr. Pogu Beatrice, that there's a Fulanization or Islamization agenda for the whole of Nigeria?
Certainly.
You believe this?
100%. The truth about the matter is our Constitution has become a Sharia Constitution, whether we like it or not. That's the truth. The 1999 Constitution is a Sharia Constitution. Because I mentioned in one interview, there are up to 73 mentions of Sharia in that Constitution. About 28 mentions of Islam in that Constitution. About 10 mentions of Muslim in that Constitution. There is no mention of Christian or Christianity in that Constitution. That means these Christians don't exist in this country. That is the truth. We cannot shy away from it. And the National Assembly members know this. But the problem with this country is that we have cowards in position of power who, even when they know the truth, are unable to speak out and say, gentlemen, this doesn't suit the so-called secularity of the Constitution. Our Constitution is not secular. Our Constitution is a Sharia Constitution. And that is where we have problems today, including the insurgency in the name of Sharia. So with Sharia, whether we like it or not, that's what will continue to happen, unless it is crushed. Negotiation will not work. Anybody who say non-kinetic, that is the funny terminology I've heard. Somebody who think that, one, if he kills, and if he dies trying to kill for his faith, he's going above to meet some beautiful facilities beyond what he gets here. It's here, it's in the mind. You can't change him through some non-kinetic something. He is out there to either kill or be killed. If somebody would voluntarily go and blow himself up just because he feels he's going to be rewarded, how do you solve the problem through some non-kinetic approach? So the issue is, this thing will not stop unless it is crushed. Now, whether you like it or not,
this issue will not stop unless it is crushed, whether you like it or not. Repeat that point again. This issue of Sharia and all these things will not stop except it is what? Crushed.
how do you solve the problem through some non-kinetic approach? So the issue is, this thing will not stop unless it is crushed. Now, whether you like it or not, it is not only Christians that are attacked in this process. To succeed even in changing the narrative or that Owo place, where majority of them were Muslims. Were they Fulanis? Were they Fulanis? They are not. They can sacrifice people just to change the narrative. So the agenda continues. And it will not abate unless it is crushed. Anybody who tells you that that agenda would subside through some negotiation is just deceiving you. Unless it is crushed, it will continue. Let me now digress, because I watched what the first video production by late Shekau, if he is late. Shekau said after the bombing of Gadabu in Jos, I got the video, I still have it. He said in house, we are the ones who conducted this thing in Sultania, the place called Plateau or Jos. We did it because what you hear is not as much as what you have seen. Because our people have been killed. He mentioned Zongo Kataf and so many other places. And he said they are not fighting a political war. They are not fighting for money, but they are fighting a religious war. Then he continued. He said it is a war between Muslims and Christians. And then he warned Muslims that any Muslim that assists an unbeliever in the war should consider himself dead. Are you hearing me, sir? So if Muslims are being killed in the war, that's one reason. Two.
Are you following it? He is revealing what Shekau, that they have claimed they have killed him several times. And then he said if he is actually dead. What he said, that they are fighting a religious war and that the war is between Muslim and Christians. And any Muslim that comes to protect the unbelievers, which is the Christians, that they should consider themselves dead. But you keep hearing them saying that there's no genocide. You need to go and listen to this interview. I've listened to a bit of it this morning.
He continued and said it will not end, as a summary, because he said some other things before that, till Islam is the determinant of governance in Nigeria.
You see, so these attacks will not end in summary. There's no way you will be able to stop the attack until Islam becomes the determinant religion in Nigeria. That's what Shekau said. Repeat that again, sir. Repeat it again.
Till Islam is the determinant of governance in Nigeria.
Okay, the determinants of governance in Nigeria must become Islam. That's the reason why in the constitution you have Sharia mentioned 73 times. Muslim mentioned a good number of times, maybe 13 times. Not even one place did they mention Christianity. So it shows that you, as a Christian, you don't exist in Nigeria. In the Nigeria constitution, you, as a Christian, you don't exist. Today, you have a Muslim ticket, and you have the wife of the president as a Christian, who is openly telling you there is no Christian genocide. But meanwhile, a country you call a secular state, Christianity does not appear anywhere in your constitution. But Sharia, that have become the main bone of contention, appears 73 times. Islam, Muslim, appeared more than a dozen times. Islam also included in the Sharia. Christianity is nowhere in that Sharia. Nowhere. Christianity is nowhere mentioned in the constitution, your national constitution. And you tell me you are one. That's why as Biafrans, because we know we are not part of Nigeria, because we know we don't belong there, we have decided to leave Nigeria alone. We are not part of them. We don't belong together. We are not Nigerians, and we can never be. Count us out of Nigeria. When you are counting Nigeria and say Nigerians, Biafrans are not part of Nigeria. We are not, because majority of Biafrans are Christians. Majority of Biafrans are traditional worshippers. And there's no inclusion in the constitution. Oh my God. I will need to bring about 15 or 20 minutes of this particular interview to us so that we'll listen to it to understand. It got to a point where this man admitted and told them that the only place that's giving these Sharia insurgents or Sharia, those invoking Sharia on you, the only place giving them hard time is the southeast, which is the Biafra land. They have not been able to penetrate Biafra land. That's the problem they are having. So the issue is that they want Sharia to become the determinant of governance in Nigeria. Repeat it for the last time.
That's one reason. Two, he continued and said it will not end, as a summary, because he said some other things before that, till Islam is the determinant of governance in Nigeria.
So for Islam to become the determinant of governance in Nigeria, it means that Nigeria must be governed by Sharia, Islamic law. So if Islam becomes the determinant, it means that you will be governed by Islamic law. What is Islamic law? Sharia law. Okay?
It will not end till Islam is the determinant of governance in Nigeria. So will it stop?
No.
We have not gotten there yet.
They have not gotten there. So they will want to get there by all means. They want to get to the point where Islam will become the determinant of the governance in Nigeria. Okay? So you need to
let me ask you
understand
pointedly.
that. Yes. Very, very, very important. Very important. So, and I want to play this video for you that I saw this morning, and it shocked me. This was Donald J. Trump when he was 34 years old. Why am I going to play this video? I'm going to play this video because you need to know the importance of consistency or your mindset. The reason why I am unrepentantly Biafran, the reason why I'm unrepentantly loyal to Mazen Namdekama Simon Ekpa is because of this kind of attitude. That, no, if I am not taking any call, please, I'm sorry, I'm not taking any call. I need to finish this thing. The reason why I'm unrepentantly, loyal to this, please, if I next time, don't call me when I'm live. If you write me and it's important, I will call you. Don't just call me like that. Sometimes, especially when I'm talking about something important like this, it takes me out of my line of thought. Please don't do it again. So, the reason why you will see this kind of video is because you need to understand that this mindset is a mindset of genuine freedom fighters. Donald Trump at 34, what he said when he was 34 years old is what he's carrying out now that he is almost, how old is Donald Trump? Almost 80. Or more than 40 years apart. His mindset is the same. His reasoning faculty is the same. His belief system is the same. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, what he has always believed, when his eyes were open to the fact and the truth about Nigeria, remains the same. Even in chains, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu remains unbroken. The same focus, the same belief, the same truth, because truth cannot change. If that thing is truth, except if what you believe is a lie. If what you believe is a lie, then you hear the truth, you have to revert immediately and follow the truth. Because you cannot believe a lie and it becomes your modus operandi. No. Truth must be what channels your life, your course, your belief system. Donald J. Trump, 34 years old Donald J. Trump, is the same Donald J. Trump of over 70 years old. Today, the same mindset, the same belief, the same, oh my God. Listen to Donald J. Trump at 34. And then you understand why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu cannot change. You understand why Simon Ekpa cannot change. You understand why Vam can never change.
Respect of other countries.
Is respect the most important thing in your opinion?
Well, respect can lead to other things. When you get the respect of the other countries, then the other countries tend to do a little bit as you do. and you can create the right attitudes. The Iranian situation is a case in point. That they hold our hostages
Iranian situation
is just absolutely and totally ridiculous. That this country sits back and allows a country such as Iran to hold our hostages, to my way of thinking, is a horror.
His way of thinking.
And I don't think they'd do it with other countries. I honestly don't think they'd do it with other countries.
Obviously, you're advocating that we should have gone in there with troops, etc., and brought our boys out.
I absolutely feel that, yes. I don't think there's any question, and there's no question in my mind. I think right now would be an oil-rich nation, and I believe that we should have done it, and I'm very disappointed that we didn't do it, and I don't think anybody would have held us in abeyance. I don't think anybody would have been angry with us, and we had every right to do it at the time. I think we've lost the opportunity.
Donald, would you have wanted to be one of those men to have gone to Iran, and taken those fellows out?
No, I wouldn't have wanted to be, but I would have done it.
Would you?
Absolutely. If I were the age, if I were in the military.
There were a lot of those fellas who went for that aborted coup, who were 34 years old and older. They were your age.
That's right.
If you were called upon, would you? I know it's easy to say, yes, of course I would go. But if the phone rang right now and someone from the Selective Service had said, Donald, we're taking every young man 34 years of age, we're sending him to war, would you go to war?
No, I don't see a war. You see, the war this is not a Vietnam situation, fortunately. The war, in fact, with Iraq.
There is a war waging there right now.
Oh, yes, there is a war, and it's a war where nobody has any tanks, has any guns. It's a war where everyone's standing around. That would have been the easiest victory we would have ever won, in my opinion.
When I look at television, I see men being shot up, legs being blown off.
You're talking about two non-existent armies. I mean, Iran has an army composed of American equipment without parts and without anything else, and Iraq has a very weak army, and they're just really fighting each other. I mean, it's almost hand-to-hand combat. If you see now, they've run out. It's a sad situation, Rona, but it's a situation which ultimately is going to get much worse. That little sparkle of war, that little sparkle is going to lead, in my opinion, to a much, much greater conflict, and I think that's very unfortunate. And I think a lot of it has to do with this country and the fact that this country is not more involved in terms of setting policy in that area.
Do you think perhaps that the oil industry is responsible for this, as the late Shah once implied?
Well, I wouldn't want to criticize the oil industry because I wouldn't know enough about it, but I can tell you that I think this country is responsible for that war by its own weaknesses. I don't think you'd have this war if they, again using the other word, if we were respected, properly respected as a country and as a people and as a nation. I don't think that you would have the war going on right now between Iran and Iraq. I don't think that Iran would have our hostages for 10 minutes. If they respected this country, I don't believe they would have our hostages for 10 minutes.
I don't think Iran would have our hostages for 10 minutes if they respected our country. That's a man that understands what he wants, that knows that, look, you don't joke and play around with your enemies. You stand your ground. You defend yourself. You speak what you mean, and you mean what you speak. Like Mommy just said now, that Donald Trump will be 80 years old in 2028. That means Donald J. Trump is about 78 years old today. So this is 34 years ago. That means well over 40 years ago. Well, close to 40 years, close to over 40 years ago. Of course, over 40 years ago, maybe 42 years ago. The same mentality, the same focus. You speak, you don't just speak like this tomorrow, next day you speak like this. If you have the interest of your nation at heart, if you have the interest of the world at heart, you stand, remain focused, not being distracted. That's why when I saw this post from Patrice Lumumba, let me play this one from Patrice Lumumba of Kenya. I saw this yesterday, honestly, and I loved it. And I let us end.
Trump is a man. Oh, anybody who thinks that Trump is a madman is mad himself. There is a method to his apparent madness. It is calculated. There is a sense in which, whether you like Trump or not, there has been consistency in the manner in which he executes his agenda. There
has been consistency in the manner with which he executes his agenda. Consistency. Anybody who thinks that Donald Trump is mad, that person is mad himself. Anybody who thinks that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is mad or Simon Ekpa is mad, you must be very, very mad, because these are men with consistency. Oh my God. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will call it consistency personified. Let me play it from the top to the bottom. I won't talk again, and then I'll close with that.
Oh, anybody who thinks that Trump is a madman is mad himself. There is a method to his apparent madness. It is calculated. There is a sense in which, whether you like Trump or not, there has been consistency in the manner in which he executes his agenda.
Wow.
What we call his unpredictability is actually his predictability. Within a short period, Donald J. Trump has become, if you may, and if you are not careful about which words you use, the king of the United States of America. It is only the king who does things and is controlled by his morality, and not just any king, an absolute monarch. He's neutered Congress. He's neutered the United States judiciary. Everything is happening at his beck and call. He can call journalists and tell them, you are purveyors of fake news, and nothing happens to him. He can get the BBC to apologize for editing a clip, and he tells them, I'll sue you for billions. He is a king. You don't use that. He is an emperor. Perhaps a king and emperor combined into one. That is who he has become. And you only underestimate him and dismiss him at your own peril. One can say this hyperbolically, that when Trump coughs, the world goes into a coma.
Well, I'll leave that for the next program. If my time is up, I have only 1 minute, I can't call now. Please call me in the afternoon, or I will call you in the afternoon for the afternoon program. Please, brethren, there are more for us to present in the afternoon, for the afternoon section. I remain Raphael Chamaka Ajere, aka Pastor Van Van Vam, the armor bearer of the Prime Minister, the consistent Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, and also double as the armor bearer of Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the supreme leader. Yes, the supreme leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. See you later in the afternoon as we will continue. I love you all, but please support the legal team. Somebody was saying, what's the evidence that the lawyer met with PM? The lawyer did not travel to Finland for holiday. So you don't expect me to be showing you video, how he met with PM, how he shake with PM, you know. Some of you are just agents. BIAFRANS work with evidence. If you don't believe me, then no problem. But those that knows that I am telling them the truth, they will support. So these are not the time of showing everything on camera, so that the enemies will know what to do or where to go in against us. Please go to that website